E is for eager. Now, when I was growing up, I would hear, especially my parents' generation, especially my mom with her friends, and I would hear that phrase, she's too eager, he's too eager, which to me says that it's someone who's behaving in a kind of forward or desperate way. And it was seen as a negative word, like a cuss word, really. And yet, that isn't the definition of being eager. If you are eager for, to pursue a particular career, for example, it wouldn't be seen as negative if you were doing all that you could to find that particular role or to start a business. Nobody would say to you, oh, calm down because you're just doing too much, unless of course you were running yourself ragged and not getting any sleep or anything. But generally people will see eagerness as a positive thing, apart from relationships. In relationships, if you are seen as being too eager, it can come across as someone who is just desperately seeking to be with somebody, and they go to every single singles event and approach every single guy in the room, and they send emails and messages and they post things about themselves that would, they're trying everything they possibly can to entice a male or a female into being interested in them. Now, unfortunately, as a man or as a woman, when you see certain images or you hear certain things or certain phrases, can actually have the very opposite effect. Suffice to say, as I'll continuously say that I do keep it real, so I don't want to offend anybody, but I will be real, because otherwise we're not learning anything, really, are we? If I come across somebody who is putting everything on display for me, male and female, and they're portraying their wares, their body, their physique, everything is on show for me, especially if I was not a Christian, I'd be thinking, here's a bit of fun. Here is someone for me, someone or something for me to play with. Would I bring that person home to meet my family? Would I want that person to be the mother or father of my children? Would I want to leave for work knowing that that person who's also leaving for work has every head turning because they consistently display their wares for all to see? Would I be happy for my mother to see images of that person, displayed all over social media? I'm not sure I would. In fact, I know I wouldn't. But unfortunately, there are some women who feel that if I don't display or show you the size of my cleavage, then you won't be informed. Or is it, if I don't show you, then you won't be interested? If I don't put just as much leg on display as I can without literally showing you my underwear, would you then take me on and make me your wife? I mean, we have to break down this kind of thinking. If I had the type of body that I wanted to display to the world, I'd have to rethink my options with regards to the kind of person that I would attract. I hope I'm making sense. But I find that there are certain, not just people, but there's certain things that are attractive because they are purely for display. So, for example, when we buy branded clothing, it's not particularly that the clothing would do a much better job at keeping you warm, or would do a better job at, or have much more longevity than another item of clothing that isn't particularly branded. But we choose the brand because of what it says and what it says about you as a person. And so if somebody sees you with, Gucci on or whatever the brand might be, they will assume that first and foremost you have the money to afford it, and that you live a certain lifestyle maybe. And we make the same decisions about our cars and all sorts of things. Generally the things that people are going to see about us. When people come into our home, there may be certain items that you want to put on display because of what people can see. Now, do you really want that to be your spouse? And do you really want people to think of you that way? So I would say carefully consider how you come across with regards to, I guess, the older generation's version of being eager. Do you want that to be you? Do you really need to put everything on display, hoping that would help somebody to decide? Because at the end of the day, we all enjoy dabbling or having some kind of involvement to a degree, and then we realize, actually, no, this is not positive, this is negative. You know, none of us are whole. Only Jesus Christ is holy and pure. And so even if it's a type of food, you know it's not right for you. And that's why some people say, I'll just have a slice. Because you know it's not right. It's not going to do you any favours. It's not going to be of any benefit to your body nutritionally. So you have just a little slice and then you walk away. Do you want to be somebody's slice?